It's April 15th, 2025. We are in the Ed Bosch Freilich Meeting Room at Mandan City Hall, and it is 5:30 p.m. Mr. Neubauer, could you please take the roll call?
Commissioners Heinchan.
Here.
Braun. Rohr.
Here.
Schoberg.
Here.
Mayor Freilich.
Here. Now we will have the head of IT for the City of Mandan, Carrie Mischel, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Carrie. Under announcements, we have proclamation proclaiming May as Welcome Month in Bismarck and Mandan, and I will read that proclamation. Whereas the cities of Mandan and Bismarck have long been recognized for their strong sense of community, rich heritage, vibrant culture, and fostering an environment where residents and businesses thrive together, and whereas the municipal government for the City of Mandan and City of Bismarck are important components to this growth, providing critical services each day and ensuring the capital metro flourishes with new residents, businesses, and opportunities, and whereas the importance of welcoming people to our communities is recognized as important aspects of strengthening our workforce, expanding the local economy and tax base, increasing the pool of volunteers, and contributing vitally to our communities. Whereas the foundation of welcoming an inclusive community begins with a simple gesture, saying hello, which serves as the first step in building meaningful connections, fostering sense of belonging, and strengthening our social fabric. And whereas participating in the Where Home Means More Than Hello initiative seeks to create opportunities to welcome new residents by engaging residents and business owners to take an extra step to integrate them into the fabric of our community. Therefore, let it be resolved that I, James Freilich, Mayor of the City of Mandan, on behalf of this commission, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Welcome Month in Mandan, Bismarck. I urge all citizens of our community to learn more about how they can contribute to a more welcoming community, take action to join this effort, and let every individual who arrives in our community know they are truly home. Now we will have Shane O'Keefe gives a brief overview of Arbor Day, proclaiming May 2nd, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Mandan. Shane?
Good evening, mayors and commissioners. Arbor Day is a time-honored tradition that promotes the planting and care of trees. I'm here this evening to present a proclamation recognizing Arbor Day in the City of Mandan. Mandan is proud to be recognized as Tree City for 49 consecutive years, reflecting our long-standing dedication to planting, nurturing, and celebrating trees. This tradition not only enhances the beauty of our neighborhoods, but also strengthens an environmental legacy we pass on to the future generations. This year, Arbor Day will be celebrated on May 2nd with a community event held at 12:30 at Custer Elementary School. We look forward to continuing our commitment to environmental stewardship and community pride through this celebration. With that, I respectfully request the Commission to adopt a proclamation declaring May 2nd as Arbor Day in the City of Mandan.
So done. Commissioners, you have the, thank you, Shane. You have the agenda in front of you. You reviewed it.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Brown. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Move on to agenda item E, the minutes. Consider approval of the following Board of City Commission meeting minutes. April 1st, 2025 regular meeting.
I move to approve the April 1st, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? I'm sorry, Commissioner Brown made the motion, Commissioner Schoberg made the second. Did I get that right? Thanks for keeping me on my toes.
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. April 1st, 2025 Board of Equalization
Move to
minutes.
approve April 1st, 2025 Board of Equalization minutes.
And that is Commissioner Brown.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. April 8th, 2025 special meeting.
I move to approve the April 8th, 2025 special meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Braun, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to agenda item F, public hearing. Consider a zone change from CA commercial to R7 residential for Lot 9, Block 1, Developers West Acres, second edition. Andrew?
Good evening, Mayor Freilich and Commissioners. This is a request from Dalton and Terry Stein for the property in Northwest Mandan's Developers West subdivision. I have a location map on the screen that calls out the location a little bit better. We're just kind of on the southwest corner of 37th Avenue Northwest. This is the road that extends up to the elementary school, and 43rd Street, the frontage road to Old Red Trail. You might be familiar with previous uses on this property. Direct Med was operating a warehouse on this property. The request is to rezone it to the R7 district for it to be used as a residence. The future land use plan does support the zoning designation, and the proposed zoning is complementary with adjacent land uses and zoning designations. So staff is recommending approval of the rezone. This was also taken to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting at their March meeting. Do you have any questions for me? If not, a motion may be made under Resolutions and Ordinances number 1.
Andrew, is it required to have a public hearing on this particular item?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Schoberg, yes, a public hearing is required.
Thank you.
So any questions for Andrew before we open the public hearing? Okay, thank you, Andrew. With that, we will open the public hearing. Any comments? First call for comments. Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments. Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. We will move down to resolution and ordinances. Item number 1, Andrew.
Mayor Freilich, Commissioners, Ordinance 1464 is included in the packet, and it would be the instrument that would rezone the property from the CA district to R7. We're recommending approval for the first consideration. It will return at our May 6th meeting for a second.
Are there any questions for Andrew? Hearing none, what are your wishes?
Move to approve the first consideration of Ordinance 1464, zone change from CA commercial to R7 residential for Lot 9, Block 1, Developers West Acres, second edition.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 2, consider final plat and zone change for Lot 1 from A Agriculture to CB Commercial for MDU addition. Andrew?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, MDU is requesting the final plat of MDU addition and a zone change for a portion of that property to the CB Commercial District. We are in North Mandan's extraterritorial area, this is just down the hill from the Central Dakota Humane Society, just to help you with your bearings. The plat's about 110 acres, and it's primarily serving to organize a few auditors' lots into a cleaner legal description and facilitate the construction of MDU's Lineman Training Center. I'll pull up the final plat to show you the site. On the far north end of MDU addition is Lot 1, the 11.28 acre site. That would be the kind of formal home of the Lineman Training Center. This facility has been taken through the city's architecture review as well, and they propose to construct the site on the property this summer. CB zoning is the best zoning that the city has for this use without creating entitlements for other things that aren't quite supported by the land use plan in this area. And this item does require a public hearing. We are recommending approval. So we'd recommend opening the public hearing and making a motion under resolutions and ordinances number 2. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Andrew? Okay, with that, we will open the public hearing. Any comments? This is first call for comments. Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments. Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. Commissioners, please move to resolution and ordinances item number 2. Andrew?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, Ordinance 1465 is included in the packet. This is the rezoning of the MDU addition property. We are recommending approval. It will return for a second consideration at the May 6th meeting. Do you have any questions for me?
I move to approve the first consideration of ordinance 1465.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Braun. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Let's see. Item number 3, consider a variance for Lot 2, Block 1, North Prairie subdivision replat. Andrew?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, this is a request from Chaden Gordon. I've got the location map on the screen. The property is in North Mandan's extraterritorial area as well. This is to the north of the Red Trail Elementary. However, its access comes further from the north on kind of an extension of Highland Road turning into 37th. Currently, the property is in the city's R7 district. It was placed into the R7 district at a time where platted properties were automatically zoned R7, a process that's since been repealed. So it's been in the R7 district for quite some time. The city's land use plan does recommend urban single-family residential on this property in the future. The specific request this evening is to make some adjustments to a previously granted variance on this property. The applicant sought the approval to construct a larger accessory building than is allowed by the City Code of Ordinances. In the R7 district, the total square footage of accessory buildings can't exceed 75% of the square footage of the house, and in this case, the proposed accessory structures would add up to 11,000 square feet, with the home being about 6,200 square feet. The home has been constructed on the property. I can show you that's what it looks like now. And the applicant had previously received approval to construct an 8,000 square foot accessory building. He's now seeking to add 3,000 square feet of accessory structures in a cold storage structure. Given the growth area that this is located in, we did have some concerns initially about the temporary accommodation of this request and the kind of long-term fulfillment of the city's land use plan. We did arrive at what we call a ghost plat that would be incorporated into a development agreement. This is on the screen now, and working from west to east, so our left to our right, a 5-acre tract is reserved for future development, with no structures being able to be placed there. A 2.6-acre tract is a development site where the home and the accessory structures can go. 1.6 acres in front of or to the east of the home for kind of reserve for future development, as well as a future road corridor. The ghost plat was a part of a previous variance and would just be sort of updated with the adjusted request. This item was taken to the Planning and Zoning Commission at their March meeting, and the board did find, let me pull up my minutes here, that based on the statement of hardship that was provided by the applicant, that the need for this variance is based on a special circumstance unique to this parcel, and that the hardship is caused by the provisions of the zoning ordinance in this case. Therefore, the recommendation from the Planning Commission is to approve the variance request contingent upon a development agreement, which would be presented at the May 6th meeting. The applicant and their representative are here tonight if you have any questions for them. I did receive a comment prior to the meeting from a member of the public that may seek to provide that as well. However, the staff recommendation is included in the packet. Do you have any questions for me?
Mayor Andrews, so does the Scheid and Gordon, do they own the approximately 9 acres altogether then?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Rohr,
Whole tract there?
yes.
I'm here, so.
Uh,
Hold it. If you're going to talk, I would ask you to approach the podium and state your name and address, please.
Commissioners, on Shaden's behalf, he does own the 10 acres and some more land up there too. But
I own over 110 acres in the relative area. I own the adjacent lot that's 40 acres behind me, which would make that 50 total acres touching. And I own 63 acres behind Tom Liebel's land, right next to the Grand Sioux substation as well.
Okay, I was just trying to get a picture of the area that you yourself had control over.
Yes, so it would be the 50 acres touching this parcel of land. This 10.
Okay,
And it's on a private road, the only private road on that county road as well.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gordon? Mr. Gordon, you got a minute?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, Commissioners, I'm not sure if this is the right venue to ask a question. We've been having some trouble with usage on Highland Acres, as you go to the east and curve down to the paved part, coming off of Old Red Trail. Are you looking to utilize Highland Road for like heavy trucks or anything like that?
No, sir.
So you'd probably head west out of your place, I think, is that correct?
My long-term plan is to build a commercial shop over by Red Trail properties. I have that land over there and the frontage where they're building the shop condos. I have some trucks there right now, but it's just for the construction that's going on at the property.
Okay.
So no, I don't. We always come in from the backside anyway if we are hauling any industrial equipment there.
Now, the reason I ask that, Mr. Gordon, is that I know this might pop up in the future, from the folks that live in the city part of
on the Highland on the asphalt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, we try to stay clear of that area.
The other question that I've already talked with Chief Bitts about is just so you're aware that you're currently in the fire district for Mandan Rural Fire and not Mandan City.
Yes, I am subject to city code only because of the 2-mile radius. I do believe I'm still county.
Just so you have some planning foresight for fire protection,
Yes, sir.
So, okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Andrew? Done?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioners, just a point of clarification in case it is unclear. The 10-acre tract would remain a 10-acre tract for all intents and purposes. The ghost plat is merely an instrument to consolidate development. So this does not create any lots. It just sort of focuses it into an area and protects some extra land.
Okay. And with that, we will open a public hearing regarding this. So first call for comments. Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments. Hearing none, the hearing is closed. Commissioners,
I'll move to approve the request contingent upon a development agreement.
Second.
we have a motion by Commissioner Schober, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. At this time, we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items you want removed from the consent agenda? If none, I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda and approve it.
I move to approve consent agenda items 1 through 6.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Rohr, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to old business. Consider driveway width variance request for 1207 First Street Southwest. This is an item we tabled at last meeting. And I see we have Riley here instead of Jarek. So Riley?
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. So today we have the driveway variance request of 72 feet over the in code 36 feet per residential lot. And Scott's here to talk about his project, so I'll probably just toss it over to him right away and let him kind of explain why he's requesting a variance.
Okay, please state your name and address.
Scott Weiss, and the address in question is 1207 First Street Southwest. We had to consolidate two lots to make the building plan work out. So we would have, if it had been left with two separate lots, we still would have had two driveways, so totaling 36 feet each. So what we're wanting to do is just shrink the north driveway down to 22 feet and have a west driveway at 50 feet, because we have doors on both sides of the building, and just figuring that if the lots would have been still split, we would have still had two separate driveways anyways. So just hoping that we can have the wider driveway on the west side, just so we can traverse through the gutters to get in with the low-profile vehicles. So.
Any questions for Scott? Scott, what's the building on the property?
It's a large garage with a small living quarters in it. So there's 5 doors that face west and 2 doors that face north. And
So it's a residence?
there's a small living quarters in there. It's in one corner of it. So that's why, in order to make it fit on there, and we had a bunch of rezoning or replatting, I'm sorry, to get that to fit on there the way we wanted it. And the other thing is, the only other house in that area is a corner lot, and he's got parking up up and down both sides, plus the whole side of First Street along the railroad is wide open for parking as well. And we'd still be way back from the intersections with the driveways.
So are you looking at all automobiles, Scott, or do you have some older trucks and stuff
Old cars,
put in there?
just some old cars is all. Long wheelbase, low to the ground.
So, if you bring that map back, well, you didn't have a map. I assume
there is
that
a map.
You can come in on the apron, the driveway apron, right? And then you will have concrete, and then you can enter any of the 5 bays,
Correct.
right?
Yep, so there's.
So, are you asking that the driveway span the 5 doors?
No, it won't be covering the entire 5 doors. We'd have enough room to get in there and maneuver into the doors, but the 50 feet would not cover the entire doors.
Okay, and you're not bringing any trucks in, just cars, so you don't need. You have ample space within the property outside of the driveway to maneuver your automobiles.
Yes, so if we had that 50 feet, that way we could come in at the angles and still be in our concrete area, then we'd be able to move over to the other doors, but the 50 feet would not cover the entire front of all the doors.
I guess where I'm going is that if the code is 36, so you come in at 36 feet and you now have the concrete lot in front of the doors, you don't have to use the street to maneuver in front of the doors. You have ample space on your property to get in.
It would be constricted at 36 feet to get to the far end doors because we centered the 50-foot apron on the 5 doors. So obviously the center ones are going to be pretty easy to get into, but the other ones it would be maybe a quarter of the door opening. So you would have to jockey in order to get in there if it was narrower.
Any other questions for Scott?
So this, nice shop, by the way. You plan on having a permanent resident there?
My oldest son is planning on moving in there. My youngest son lives 2 houses down from there, and I'm 3 houses down from there. So it's kind of multi-use at this point, but yeah.
Okay.
And like I say, if it was still just 2 lots, then we would have had a 36 and a 36 totaling the 72 feet. So that's why I was just trying to constrict it down to the still being a total of 72 feet. So it's really almost the same as if it would have been 2 separate dwellings put on that property.
Thank you, Scott. I'm going to ask Riley or Andrew, have we ever had a circumstance where somebody has combined 2 lots, Jordan, and then added up both driveways?
Not to my knowledge. I would ask Andrew or Jordan if they know of any.
Could I just seek clarification on the question? Are you asking if the city's previously
Have we ever
variance because the previous condition was
the way
2?
of thinking that we combine 2 lots and therefore you could take 36 and make 72 because we combine 2 lots? Or you combine it, make it 1 lot, and you're given 36.
Mayor Freilich, commissioners, I'm familiar with one circumstance where this commission was presented as a similar situation where a 3rd driveway was sought by a property owner, and I believe it was because of a lot combination that the number of driveways that would have been permitted had reduced, and the applicant had cited the previous arrangement of lots would have resulted in more driveways possibly. So sort of a different circumstance than this, but I hope that answers your question.
Kind
The
of.
project that I'm thinking of would be Kids in Motion next to the Hop Off Custom Builders. At that time, the applicant sought some sort of driveway variance that wasn't allowed.
Okay. Riley?
Just as a point of clarification, we do allow for 2 driveways as per code. The total of those driveways just cannot exceed 36. So they could do 18 and 18 if they wished, as the code states.
Okay, so we can approve 2 driveways at 18 feet.
Yes.
And they can be strategically placed that he can access the 5 garage doors.
I believe so.
And Scott would have maneuverability?
Not at 18 feet on both. And, we have went around town and looked, and there are a lot of instances where there are multiple driveways spanning much farther than this, and in the way newer areas of town, in the Lakewood area, There's a corner lot down there, and the one driveway, I believe we measured it, was at 58 feet just for one driveway. And that is a corner lot also, and it has a second driveway out front measuring about 38 or 36 feet.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, a point of clarification to that. In the past, there wasn't a driveway limit as to 36 feet. That's something that has come about recently-ish. Again, I've been here for a year, so I don't know how recently it was, but as long as I've been here, it's been 36.
Okay.
Mayor Riley, I have a question on the motions here. There's a third alternative that says approve a reduced form of the request contingent. What is a reduced form of the request? What would that consist of?
So when we were working with Scott in the beginning and he had his initial request, we had offered to work with him and suggest some driveway widths, and he had decided to request a variance instead of doing that. At the engineering department, we are still willing to work with him and present some options. I know Jarek has done some turning movement analysis on this lot, but I don't believe Scott has been presented with that yet.
So does Scott aware of that third alternative? Have there been discussions regarding his consensus regarding this one?
We presented the options with you can request a variance for 72 feet, or you can work with us and we will help you craft a variance request, and he decided to request the 72 feet.
What was his response to the working with you on that last one?
He had just requested the 72 feet for the variance.
Okay. In other words, he wants to stay with that. Okay.
Initially, we had requested larger.
Yeah, it was 96, and then 84, and then 72. And then I don't recall if there was a reason for dropping that down other than us just saying no.
We dropped down because I thought that we could have two driveways totaling, when I was reading it, looked like 36 with a 24-foot.
If you- Hold. Okay, I'm going to interrupt. We can't have this. The mics aren't picking it up. The cameras aren't picking it up. So if we're going to have conversations, we got to approach the podium.
Oh, just saying that when we were first looking at the way we were reading it, I thought that the ordinance stated that we could have a 36-foot driveway with a 24-foot spacing and another 36-foot driveway, but that is not on one lot, I believe is how it's. So I had read it wrong. So we thought we were within our right to be able to do that, but apparently that's not on one lot. But that's what the spacing is stated in the ordinances, is 36-foot driveway, 24-foot, and then you can have another 36-foot driveway.
So I think it would be beneficial to work with the engineering department and you come up, both of you, a plan that you can agree on and bring it back to the commission. That's my opinion.
And I don't know what plan that would be, but I mean, I would like to get driveways poured here. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what we can do.
Right. I'm not an engineer. Riley is. Riley knows the ordinances. I would like it to come from the engineering department that they're in agreement with this. I don't know about the other commissioners. You can.
Well, usually, Mayor, we do have a strong indication from the staff as to the chairman here just doesn't have a really strong thing except to ask that we review the request and consider whether or not it's a hardship as we would define it.
Okay. And with that, what would you like to do?
I would move to deny the request as submitted, but I would encourage both parties to work together and come up with another solution for the next commission meeting.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun,
No.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Is it possible that you could get with engineering and we can get this resolved quickly where everybody's happy?
Well, if that would have been an option, I would have thought somebody would approach me on it right away. I was told that we couldn't have two driveways. Then I said, so I have no idea. I don't know if that was an option, why we didn't go that route to begin with. I mean, we're kicking the can farther and farther down the road, and it's very frustrating. And like I say, they were two separate lots. There's nobody else in the neighborhood. It's an old neighborhood. I don't know. It's not like we're trying to open up some huge can of worms here. It's two small driveways. So I do not understand what the pushback is.
Okay. Riley? Thank you, Scott. Do you want to speak?
I can if you would like me to. I just stepped up because I thought there might be more questions.
Is this possible that we could work out something?
Yes, like as I said, when he submitted the initial variance request, prior to him doing that, we did offer to work with him at that time, and he went forward with the 72 feet variance request.
Okay, so can you hold on, hold,
That I cannot, that engineering
hope,
could not.
hope.
No, I'm just stating.
No, I just did this, okay, so. Can we come back with something that's workable?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. New business. Madison Growth Fund. Recommendations on business assistance for Memorial Highway during construction.
Yeah, Mayor and Commissioners, this will be a growth fund recommendation to allocate dollars to the Mandan Progress Organization for business assistance for Memorial Highway during the construction on first starting in the east half and then the west half as the years go by. And Matt will present more info on the program once I'm kind of done with the little background of this. But of how we got here with the Mandan Growth Fund and the business assistance is the Mandan Growth Fund Committee met January 21st, 2025 this year, expressing interest in supporting businesses on Memorial Highway during construction. The MPO presented a proposal for business assistance to the Mandan Growth Fund at its February 22nd, 2025 meeting. The proposal included a rewards gift card program that would allow locals to purchase a digital gift card for face value and have 25% of that purchase matched by funds allocated from the Mandan Growth Fund. The program's funding structure includes $40,000 in the gift card incentive program and $10,000 dedicated to marketing and outreach efforts. The Mandan Progress Organization surveyed businesses to see interest in the gift card incentive program and shared the results at the Mandan Growth Fund March 27, 2025 meeting. The survey was sent to 130 businesses in the Special Assessment District for the Memorial Highway Reconstruction Project. There were 36 responses for a 28% return rate. Of the 36 responses, over 80% were in favor of the program. The benefits for businesses include increased consumer spending during road construction, a seamless digital gift card program system with no added technology requirements, no cost to participate, and no administrative fees for businesses. And it creates a stronger local economy by keeping dollars circulating in Mandan. And the recommendation by the Mandan Growth Fund was they voted 8-0 with one person absent to recommend approval of the $50,000 to be allocated to the Mandan Progress Organization for a gift card incentive program set as they see fit for businesses in the Memorial Highway construction area. If you have any questions for me right now, or else Matt will present more of the program and the details of it.
Madison, just to clarify a little bit, and Matt, maybe you'll be covering this, in your presentation. But so the way I read this in the packet was the uncommitted balance of $133,712 is still, that's in an account ready to be spent. So this $50,000 would be taken from that, right?
Mayor, Commissioner Schoberg, correct.
Okay, so would this 50 cover the 2025 east portion of the rebuild? And then you'd come back in 2026 for maybe what's left of this first year and more, or is this going to be for the entire Memorial Highway project?
Mandan, Mayor Commissioner Schoberg, the Mandan Growth Fund kind of decided that the 50,000 will be the starting point for this. And if it goes well and great, we can look into the budget to spend more for, we're going to have money for the west half as well. But yeah, we're going to see how well it goes, and whatever is left over, if there's leftover money, that will go into the whole project. But if it goes all great, we will kind of veer and make this a bigger program than it is too. And Matt will kind of explain that as well, kind of incorporating the Mandan bucks with it. But so it's kind of just it's a trial and error right now. The 50,000 is for, again, the whole project. That's the recommendation. And if there are leftover dollars from the east half, it will go into the west, and then we'll allocate more dollars for the west half as well.
Okay, thank you. I don't mean to be a doom and gloom sayer here, because I think it's an excellent idea, and I think our small businesses on the Strip could use a hand in any way that we can give them a hand, so that's why I just asked for a little bit of clarification there. So thank you, Madison.
Yeah, that was a good question. Thank you.
Mayor Madison, would individual businesses, as a matter of the mechanism and pushing this through, would they have to apply for a certain amount of funds for their gift cards? How would that be determined?
Mayor, Commissioner Rohr, Matt will kind of explain that a little bit more, but there will be kind of a set price that you're allowed to put into the gift card. So someone can't put in, $20,000 for a car or anything at a car shop. There'll be a set amount that will not exceed more than so much.
But you'll have to filter out who's interested, who's not interested, so you can find your base of people or businesses that would be interested and go from there?
Yes, correct. And that's kind of what they did with the survey. We also had, the open house, the public input meeting last Wednesday at the Midway Lanes, and Matt and I were there to talk about the program, and we got a lot of good feedback from the businesses as well. So it's kind of just spreading awareness at this point, but we hope to get all the businesses on the Tier 1 and Tier 2 Special Assessment District of Memorial Highway.
Okay. Another question?
With that, Matt, would you like to present the program, please?
Thank you, Mayor Farrell. Commissioners, I think is it up there? There it is. Okay. Yes, so as Madison said, this is the Memorial Highway Gift Card Program that we had presented to the Mandan Growth Fund. Just to clarify some of her answers to Commissioner Schoberg, with the gift card program, it would apply to all businesses within the Tier 1, Tier 2 assessment district the entire time. So it wouldn't just be east half, west half. The program would apply to all businesses throughout the time period that we have funding for this.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So really how the digital gift card program works is that it goes to the consumer first. So the consumer buys a gift card through the digital gift card program. There'll be in increments of $25 increments, so $25, $50, $75, and $100. When you buy the gift card, you would get a bonus, what we call bonus card, which would match the percentage that we can set. So we can set various percentages based on the rewards that we want to. Right now, from the Growth Fund, the recommendation was to start with 25%. So for an example, if you bought a $100 digital gift card, you would get a $25 bonus card. The bonus card is separate from the digital gift card. And so what would happen, the bonus card is the Growth Fund dollars that are being allocated, the $40,000 that's being allocated to this program. The digital gift card is the dollars that the consumer puts on as they buy the digital gift card. So for the businesses in this district, they do not have to buy any gift card or put any funding up front. This is no different than buying a gift card at any major retailer establishment and handing it out as a gift or using it for your own personal purchases. The original gift card does not expire. The bonus card can be set to expire, and those funds can be put back into the program. And so we can set the bonus card to expire at the end of the year, at the end of the project, and so it protects those funds from being kind of tied up in a non-expirational status versus a normal gift card through federal law we can't expire that particular gift card. So the $100 that the consumer buys is theirs like any other gift card. The bonus card we can regulate a little bit more, which is what is unique about this program and allows us to track those funds and hold those funds for the incentive part of this program. The digital gift card link would link from visitmandan.com. We use social media, that kind of stuff to get it out there and get it to the consumer. This slide here just shows kind of a little bit more about that consumer card as they buy it, and then the bonus card that comes separate. And it's a digital gift card, so it comes via email. It also comes via text message as well. These particular cards run through MasterCard, and the business has to enter these cards through any of their credit card processing systems, but they get entered like a manual credit card. So as long as businesses can do a manual credit card via their POS systems, these would process no different than any other credit card. The consumer then, once they've bought the gift card, can decide where to spend this. So they're not specific to a business. So if you were buying a gift card and you wanted to go to any of the restaurant establishments on the Memorial Highway, you wouldn't have to buy a card specific for that. This card would be specific to the Assessment 1 and Assessment 2 district and those businesses that register with the program and are tied into the system. So businesses will register through us. Then we will work with them to get their POS systems active with the digital gift card program. So again, they can buy one gift card and they can use it at multiple places within the set parameters that we put in place. Like I said, when consumers go to the business, they use it just like a regular credit card. Either it can be manually entered. The current provider of this, Yifty, is working on a tap to pay program, which will be coming out. We've been told this summer sometime, and so that will be another way of using this digital gift card is via tap to pay, which does open it up for more consumers than that have systems that allow tap to pay from your mobile device. Just to reiterate, the Memorial Gift Card Program does not cost the business to enroll. It operates like a rewards program on the consumer side. It does not operate like a rewards program, and it does not require the business to offer any discounts. So it's strictly a pre-gift card program. What it does is it requires a visit from the MPO office, from our team, to meet with them and get their POS system connected. And then we just use this program to bring more dollars into the enrolled businesses. And then the only fee that does come with it is the normal credit card processing fees that businesses would pay. And that's kind of the gist of the program. If funded, we plan to roll it out sometime in June. We need about a month's time to really meet with the businesses and get them signed up. We had a lot of good feedback from both the survey and the open house that we attended at Midway Lanes. I can take any questions if you have any.
Boy, oh boy, I just think I learned how to speak some Japanese or something. Tap to play is way above my understanding. So for an old guy like me, could we come down to the MPO office and buy physically in person one of these things?
This would not be a physical card. We could walk you through the process and be able to print off the digital card that you could have. But it's not a physical card, like if you go to a major box retailer and you buy a card off the shelf and put funds on it. It's a digital program, but there is some physical aspects to it. So you do get an email, and you can certainly print that email off, and it would have the digital gift card and the qualifying numbers that you would need to process it.
On that email, would there, I mean, how would we citizens know which stores have signed up for this?
So on the digital platform's website would be there's actually a map, like a Google Maps of business listings. And so when you go to the site to actually make that digital gift card purchase, it lists all the businesses that currently accept that digital gift card in that area, and it maps it out for you. It actually gives their contact information, phone number, address, and that kind of stuff as well.
Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions for Matt?
Mayor and Matt, a business would not have to be an MPO member to take part of the program, though, right?
Correct. Yep.
Thank you.
So if approved tonight, how quickly can you roll this out?
We are hoping to roll this out hopefully by Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. Any more questions for Matt? Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
I'll move to approve the $50,000 be allocated to the MPO for a gift card incentive program set as they see fit for businesses in the Memorial Highway construction area.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion?
Mayor, just one. Matt, do you have the resources of staff to analysts?
Commissioner Rohr, yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun, yes, Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Under new business, item number 2, consider building blocks action plan, 3rd Street Southeast study. Andrew?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, this plan is referred to as a lot of different things, but the 3rd Street Study Building Blocks Plan both work, so I included both in the packet. For a brief background on this, the city's had a relationship with EPA Region 8 for quite some time now, going on 5 years. We received an assessment grant from them for community-wide brownfield assessments in May of 2021 and have spent about the entire grant and taken advantage of a lot of different technical assistance opportunities that have stemmed from it, including a study of the building that we're in right now and 3rd Street corridor as well. The Building Blocks for Sustainable Communities program runs through EPA's Office of Sustainable Communities and is a technical assistance offering to brownfield assessment communities, valued at about $100,000 that was provided to Mandan at no cost locally. So this added on to the $300,000 brownfield grant planning assistance that contributed quite a bit. We selected the 3rd Street corridor because it felt like a part of Mandan that hadn't been focused on in quite some time. 3rd Street runs from the Memorial Highway at the east end, from the McDonald's restaurant all the way over to Highway 6. It's over 2 miles long. It's fully developed, and it has a lot of different varying land uses alongside of it, including brownfield properties where we have concern about housing condition, transportation issues, environmental health and safety, and other things in that wheelhouse. I believe you're all familiar with land use planning, but we had a steering committee, we had neighborhood engagement. Mayor Freilich and Commissioner Schoberg, I believe you did participate in our 2-day workshop back in October, so thank you for that. We did have the consultants in town for that meeting and a lot of different meetings prior to and after that were representative of the different agencies and populations in the city. So a couple key actions that came from this that I just wanted to run through prior to asking for your acceptance. They kind of span 4 different areas. So one of them is in the realm of attainable housing options. We know that there are concerns with outside ownership of manufactured housing courts, for example, with housing quality and condition as well. These are concerns that we've observed and heard as well. So there are actions called out related to kind of auditing and inventorying the neighborhood a little bit better, making sure that we have accurate and adequate databases of management and ownership and the different agreements and things that that kind of trickle down into these neighborhoods. In the realm of multimodal transportation, some recommendations are as minor as do a walk audit and find out issues with sidewalks and curb ramps. That's already been done, so this is one action that's already been completed. Another one is to map and inventory areas where we do not have sidewalks. This commission was presented a grant application to fill a sidewalk gap in this area, for example, so the city is committed to kind of fulfilling some of these goals as well. In the realm of community development and character, I believe Library Director Sandstrom is exploring some of the actions related to this, ways that the bookmobile could be more present or other resources and social services could be more present in the corridor. Community members would like to see a community center or a place for an emergency shelter, and those are actions that we've been recommended to lean into a little bit. Some things like the utility box art, naming the neighborhoods and placing signage that creates a little bit more identity are attainable things that the city can implement as we're able to. In the realm of community health, there are a lot of different topics around food insecurity, environmental health and safety, and I'm pleased to inform you that we do have a group of students from the University of Virginia, and I can explain why they're from there. The consultant is an adjunct professor at the University of Virginia whose students have to do a capstone project, and they selected Mandan to study. So the students are doing a food insecurity plan for the city, and they're also preparing a plan that could be implemented to turn the old Heart River Channel, which is currently stormwater conveyance, into more of a functional wetland that provides for stormwater conveyance as well. So a little bit more of a habitat place versus something that we're mowing all the time. So a lot of different actions, but however, for us to kind of continue to act on these, we do eventually need to have this board's acceptance. So I guess on behalf of the city and the project team, I am requesting this board's acceptance of the building blocks plan. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Andrew?
Andrew, I think part of that two-day deal was, and I can't remember who created or completed a study, but I think our community is light on affordable housing and daycare options. And by continuing this study, we may be, perhaps at least as of today, maybe not tomorrow, but today, have the options of applying for a wider base of grants. Would that be fair to say?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Schoberg, that is correct. There are a variety of grants that are available. We're in a kind of a changing, evolving funding environment at the moment. However, we do believe that this is a priority at local, state, and national levels. This plan does recommend a structure for us to collaborate with the North Dakota Housing Finance Agency and other partners to explore how affordable housing can be created, can be retrofitted, can be preserved, for example. So we're trying to take a kind of a multi-pronged approach to that.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions for Andrew? Thank you, Andrew. Commissioners?
I move to accept the building blocks action plan.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 3 under new business legislative updates. Mr. Neubauer.
Mayor and Commissioners, again, kind of a broken record. House Bill 1176, I think, went through the Senate and has gone back to the House and will end up being in a conference committee because I think there's some changes made on the property tax cap limits and those type of things. So that will, again, it's moving. The one bill that we had hoped to move forward on wastewater collection systems and treatment plants, House Bill 1577, was kind of what they call hog-housed or gutted last week and turned kind of into a study resolution. We did reach out to all of our friends on the Senate Appropriations Committee and ask that they restore the funding, and even if they think they need to study the long-term sustainability of a funding option, that they still include, I think they had $25 million in that bill for wastewater help. That has not happened. Again, the bill will need to go through the Senate and back to the House and reach some conference committee agreements before it takes its final step forward or backwards, however you want to view that. Disappointed. Again, we know that study resolutions sometimes get picked for study and sometimes they don't after the legislative session is done. And again, so this is the way this bill ends up, we would encourage them to continue to work to find a sustainable funding opportunities for wastewater collection and treatment plants throughout North Dakota. We know there's, I think the State Water Commission or the State Department of Water Resources intended use plan has roughly $1.5 billion worth of wastewater collection and treatment plants assistance that's already in the works or in the hopper. Providing some grant funding to help those projects along would certainly be appreciated. So that's kind of it for today.
Any questions for Mr. Neubauer?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Item number 4, under new business, Discovery Properties, LLC application for property tax exemption for improvements to commercial residential buildings, North Dakota Century Code 57-02.2. Kimberly.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Tonight, Discovery Properties LLC is applying for the 3-year property tax exemption for remodeling the structure located at 1702 East Main Street in Mandan. The exemption would be applied to the value added due to the remodeling, which includes the installation of fire suppression system, fire panel, alarm, and fence. The new owners are planning to open a new daycare facility. As you remember from the January 7th meeting, this is the property that you did approve a conditional special use permit and the fire sprinkler assistance. The applicants, Steve and Ashley, are also here if we have any questions. This is the property that's located right over by Culver's to the west. So if you have any questions for any of us.
Any questions for Kimberly?
So that's, excuse me, sorry, that would be over a 3-year period. That would amount to a total tax exemption of roughly $1,400. Am I adding that up right or not?
Mayor and Commissioner Schoberg, that's a good estimate, correct.
And then the applicants would have to install whatever current code allows for an ADA automatic door on their own dime. Did I read that right?
Mayor and Commissioner Schoberg, yes, that is one of the conditions, and that door is already there.
Okay. Okay.
Any further questions? If not, thank you, Kimberly. Commissioners?
I move to approve the application for property tax exemption for improvements to commercial and residential buildings, North Dakota Century Code 57-02.2, located at 1702 East Main Street.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. That concludes our meeting. Future meeting dates for the Board of City Commissioners. April 22nd, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Special meeting, long-range financial planning. May 6th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. regular meeting. May 20th, 2025 at 5:30 regular meeting. And June 3rd, 2025 at 5:30 regular meeting. With that, enjoy the Holy Week. Happy Easter. Be kind to your neighbor. And it's onward and upward, Mandan. This meeting's adjourned.